It is November 15, 2021, and this is my friend's greenhouse. So I just like to show you a couple of the quick features. Feature number one is the watering system. So I've got air on the timer, and it works an airlift pump that puts water into these containers. When the container gets full enough, it flips over like that, and the water goes down and waters the plants for a couple of minutes, or a minute. And so I've got one for each side of those containers. On this side it is Swiss chard, and I see she has been picking it. Yes, she's been picking it. I was hoping she'd wait a while, but that's people for you. Yeah, it's been growing pretty well. It's been in there, I guess, a month now, and it's Swiss chard that came from my place, and yeah, so it's growing quite nicely. Back here we have some tobacco plants, and the idea of the tobacco is to produce insecticide, so it has nicotine and all this other good stuff in it, and that sends it out into the air, and that inhibits green fly and other insects. Here we have a New Zealand spinach. Here it's called walking onions or Egyptian onions. We come further back, and there are more Swiss chard. Then there's lettuce. There is some. This is a spinach, and we come to her pepper plants. So her peppers didn't do that good in the summer because I didn't have a watering system, and yeah, so she was a bit slow on the watering in the summer. But this pepper plant still has flowers. So this is the north wall, which is facing, you know, the sun is behind me, so it's facing due south. So it gets the sun on the north wall. So it's probably that tiny little bit warmer. And also, this is the side where I have the air coming down from the, I don't think it's working at the moment, because the solar panel is shielded. So the air, warm air comes from the top of the greenhouse, and it blows down underneath here and comes out here cooler and probably drier as well. So the idea of that is to heat the soil. So what else do we want? So here's the peppers with their pepper flowers. Here is a pepper itself, and is there any more? I don't think there's any more on that one, but that one seems to be doing pretty nicely. There's another little bit of pepper coming out on it. These ones here also have peppers on them. So bearing in mind how late it is in the year, it's not too bad in her greenhouse. And this side, there's a house here as well, and a fence. So that means there's a bit of shelter, I guess, from the wind that would cool it down a lot. Here I made shelves, and again on the north side, putting shelves on the north side is probably a good idea because it's the glass isn't letting in a whole lot of light on the north side, and by putting the plants up here on the shelves, we are getting a bit of what do you call it? Your insulation. So it's insulating, protecting you somewhat from heat loss. And these plants up here, these are, she's protecting these for the winter. These are fuchsias. So she's protecting her fuchsias by keeping them in here, because sometimes we get some harsh weather in the winter. One of the nice things about fuchsias is they got these little things. So when these are a little bit riper, you can just pull them off and eat them. The fuchsia berries taste a little bit like kiwi. Oh, here's another one. Here's a nice big one. They taste something like kiwi. And she has all this floor space too, where she could put some plants. And before I put up the shelves, these shelves here, all those plants were on the floor, so you couldn't actually move around. But yeah, it's working pretty good given the time of year, and she's already getting production from it, so that's kind of neat. And the watering, I don't think people appreciate how useful having a watering system in a greenhouse is, because your plants dry out so quickly, even in winter. Like, you wouldn't realize how quickly your plants dry out. So it's really, really nice to send water, lots of water to them, and have them doing fine even in the winter. So that's my little blah blah story now. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.